Welcome to this special film presentation of Me and Bill. Folks, I've been working on this story for a number of years. I've recently re-edited it. It features Vietnam veteran Bill Wedekind, who some of you have seen on my Voices of History channels. And he's just a wonderful man, was severely injured before his 19th birthday in Vietnam. He's a Marine, and he lived to tell the story, and him and I have gone into schools in years past, and we've just done a lot together. He's one of my heroes of the faith. He's such an inspiration to my life. He means a great deal to me, and I love this man. I met him first in Westmoreland, Kansas in 2009, and then we started doing some work and traveling together, and you're going to see it here. This is like a second world premiere of this film, and I'm just so grateful for his story, and the things he went through in Vietnam are life-changing for him, and so many people have been blessed by his story. He uses a quote from Henry Ford. Henry Ford said, "If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." And he uses that. That's his platform for when he's doing public speaking. And I'm just so grateful to Bill. And I want to thank John Penn, Mike Zarofsky, and Chet Howard for making it possible for you to view this video story today, folks. Thank you, gentlemen. You're all supporters of my work. I love all of you. I thank you for helping me and allowing me the time and opportunity to continue featuring stories like Bill's on this channel and on my radio station. So I say God bless you guys, and I look forward to working with you in the new year. Folks, I don't say this, maybe I've never said this. I did one little Christmas greeting recently, but I have DVDs of all of my films that are in the documentary series Lest They Be Forgotten. And these films are available on my website, larrycapetto.com. You can go there, you can click on the link at the top that says Honor Store, and there you will see for a donation you can get one or the whole set of 12 of these DVDs. And I also have digital downloads, so if you don't want the DVD, I would encourage you to get the digital download. It's clean, it's easy, you don't have to ship anything, and you have it on your own computer forever. You can burn a DVD on your end if you want. But I want to make those available to my YouTube audiences, so just keep that in your mind. These are available for a donation. If you buy the whole set, I send you some special things, and I'll just let you see what that is. You'll love it. Some special memorabilia from the work that I've done the last 21 years. So I want to make these available to you. This film, Me and Bill, is available as a digital download on the Honor Store, but not as a DVD. So you can get it as a digital download. And that would help support me and my work and what I'm doing as I venture out this year to start doing more interviews. So, but folks, this is a great film. I hope you share this with your family, with loved ones, with veterans. This will totally inspire you. Again, it's a journey that Bill and I have taken the last 15 years together as a team. And we go into schools, you're going to see us interact with the students, and that's the best part of my programs in the schools, is the interaction with the kids. And then at the end, giving them an opportunity to thank the veterans that are there for their service. And for an hour, we shock them into reality that war's not a video game. And they come away with a greater appreciation for our veterans, for our freedoms. And the flag means a whole lot more to them too, folks, as a symbol of our freedom. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for subscribing to this channel, sharing these stories. This story will be on my radio station, also Voices of History Radio, which is going strong. And I'm just grateful for all of you out there that have helped support my work this year. I want to release at least 100 stories next year, so I need your help. I want to bring forth at least 100 more stories on this channel next year, 2024. So if you'd like to help with that, there's information in the video description and in the comment section of this video and on my website. Folks, don't turn this off. This is part of the message. This is part of the program. This is part of why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to be able to have the resources to bring them to you and to this world. And we are making a difference. I have so many comments, so many emails, letters, phone calls, people crying, watching my stories with tears. It touches my heart, and that's why my heart is full. So let's watch Me and Bill, and I hope you really like it. Send me a comment. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for watching, listening, subscribing, and sharing these stories. God bless you. stand it up for you, Bill.
Wow. Hoorah.
The keys to the successes I've had, and I just mentioned a few of them, is best contained in a quotation by Henry Ford. He said, if you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. I was your age, just a couple years older than most of you guys when I was wounded, when my life changed drastically. A lot of people assume I must be somebody really special because I can do these things despite my disability. No. They're very, very wrong. I am just an ordinary man who got put in a rather unusual situation, who found the proper approach to succeed.
Here, give me a hug. How are you, buddy? I want you to meet a couple of guys here I brought here. Right here is the leech man.
Where?
Metz, right here.
You're the leech guy? I'm the leech guy. It's a great pleasure to meet you.
You too. I figured out why they didn't shoot your ass.
Why is that?
They were laughing too damn hard.
That's possibly true.
And they sympathized with
It
it.
threw their aim off anyway.
It definitely did. It had you. That's probably the only reason you survived. And you're Larry?
No, I'm Lee still.
Okay.
Larry's right here in front of us. He's coming up.
All right, with these hearing aids, I can.
I'm here. Smell that. I brought you some tobacco.
What kind is it?
Well, let's see. That one says Captain Black Royal. And this one says Jamaican rum.
Oh, that's pretty good.
See, I try to take care of you.
Hey, you do.
Yeah.
And I got a fifth of Captain Morgan. But you guys ain't gonna be here long enough to enjoy it.
Well, how long?
I have to suffer through it all by myself.
Well, how long does that take?
A fifth?
No, yeah, to enjoy
A
it.
couple days. A couple hours, actually.
I think we got everything.
You want to look at the shop first, so you got an idea what you got, so you can think about it.
I'm just going to follow you in. Do you want to go into the house or the shop, whatever you want
Well,
to
I'll
do?
take you in the shop so you can see it and you can see what you want to do.
Yeah, let's go to the shop.
Give you a little bit better perspective on that. Anyhow. Thank you, Lee, for the tobacco.
I would share it, but I'd get dizzy, and then I couldn't.
You don't huff and puff anymore.
No, I don't huff and puff.
That's too bad. You miss out on all the better things of life.
Yeah.
My philosophy, anyhow, I've got two sins: tobacco and Coca-Cola.
That's the only two?
Well, one is politically incorrect, and the other one will kill me.
Oh, look at this shop.
We cleaned it.
You
It
clean?
hasn't been done in 2 years.
Oh,
We
look!
cleaned it.
Oh my gosh! Look at this pottery. Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, hopefully, I won't have any of it at the 1st of October.
What, do you got a sale going or something, or what?
Big one down in Winfield, Walnut Valley Bluegrass Music Festival.
Uh huh.
Whole bunch of hillbillies.
strange, cool people. I've been down here, this will be our 5th year, and I haven't met a jerk yet.
Well, that's good.
And I'm sorry, with 10,000 people each time, you're going to meet one jerk. The only jerk there I know is myself.
I found this guy that I really got to be good friends with, and so I called up Larry one day and I said, Larry, I know this guy that's a potter. Let's go out to Kansas and film him making some pots. So we go and we find this guy, Bill Wedekind. He's living in Westmoreland, Kansas, and he's a potter. And he sits at the potter's wheel and he makes these pots. Anything that you can make out of clay on a potter's wheel, he'll make you a bowl, he'll make you a dish, he'll make you, and you look at that and you think, well, big deal. We can make that right down the hall here in ceramics class. The thing about Bill is, he's a Vietnam veteran, he's a Marine, he's blind, and he has no hands. He hit a booby trap, lost his eyes, lost his hands, his head's got some problems. And I heard about Bill, and I said, I'm going to go find this guy. So we find Bill, and we're talking to him, and Bill and I hit it off right away. And look in your toolbox. You've got some tools in there that will shock even you. And the neat thing about being young is you can continue to put new tools into your toolbox every day. And I guarantee you, everybody in this room within the next week is going to have something come up that says, I can't do that. And I'm saying, first of all, open your eyes and what do you see? And secondly, get in that toolbox and get out the best tool you got, or get out some tool you've got hidden in there and do it.
Well, this is where the process somewhat starts at, on the wedging table. And I've got bags of clay here that I use. Of course, when we get into throwing that, I'll show you that later. Here's my wheels here. I've got 2 of them out that I use. They're both Japanese products, but they make the best wheel. I use this one mainly for throwing, and then I do the trimming on this one, because this one's, I've had this wheel since 92, 91 or 92. I got that one in about 2000. This one I just about wore out. You're not supposed to be able to stop them. If I did that with that one, I'd get some blisters. Same motor, same horse, both quarter horse. But this one's just, that one's wore out.
I see, that's why.
It's just wore out, and I use it for trimming, where there's not much torque involved with it. Of course, these tools I use for trimming, for taking the excess off when a pot reaches, after it's been dried for about 12 hours.
He's Mets to everybody that knows him and loves him.
I was Wedekind.
You're Wedekind.
Yeah, I mean, that's, well,
Everybody had a nickname or something.
your first name was Lieutenant.
That's right. Don't forget it. Don't forget it.
These things here are old deep freezes. And you probably wonder what, neither one of them work. But what I use them for, I put pots in there. They're my giant plastic bags.
Okay.
It slows the drying down. And I can hold a pot for several days. I mean, this little plate down here, this plate here I threw about 4 days ago. Larry?
Yeah,
This plate I threw about 4 days ago, and it's got a tear in it, so I can't keep it, but it's still soft enough to be misshaped. It's like I just threw it off the wheel. And it's 4 days old. The one on the top shelf up there I took out of the damp box yesterday. And yeah, I'll put it in this one, closer. I'm not keeping it, I haven't got around to taking it off the bat and throwing it away yet, or reprocessing it.
Is it true that once a Marine, always a Marine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They change your inside up here, and you can't get it out. I don't know why.
Huh.
What makes you think I was ever in the Marine Corps, Lee? Anybody have any idea why did I give you that idea? That was my dad's, along with a hat that's on top of it. Like he paid $300 for that piece of silk.
Third generation Marine?
Yep,
Second generation?
third
generation
yeah.
Marine?
My granddad was an Annapolis graduate class in 1916 and was with the Marine Corps at Belleau Woods, Chateau Terry, was wounded there. That's also something we have in common. My dad and I and my granddad, all of us in every conflict we involved in were wounded.
Really?
Yeah, granddad caught some bullets in the stomach from a Maxim, survived it. We're also tough to kill. Dad was wounded with a bayonet on Okinawa, and then a mortar round came in a little too close to him in Korea at Chosin Reservoir. Wow. And then I walked into whatever it was, which I still ain't figured out. But some people assume I must be somebody really special because I've been able to do these things despite the disability. I think they're wrong, very, very wrong. I'm just an ordinary guy. They got put in a rather unusual situation. Whereas if you think you can do something, the odds on you succeeding have been greatly enhanced just because you believe you can do it. The chances on you becoming successful have been greatly enhanced. I do not believe, at least it's proven so in my life, that there's any obstacle that can be placed in front of you that can't be overcome. If you take a proper approach, which I'm sorry, I think is believing you can and then working hard enough to get jobs done. There's always a hook in it somewhere. It's work, you know. I use a quote by Henry Ford quite a bit. And he said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you don't think you can do something, you're wasting your time even starting. You've already decided you're going to fail. Whereas if you believe you can, you got a chance. You might have to work at it awful hard, but you got a chance of succeeding. And that's basically it. And how I decided to by using courage, determination, and willpower, you can accomplish anything, regardless what the odds are, you know, against you. I don't care what it is.
It's warm. It's not cold like this island. This is good. So how do you want me to do this?
I'm ready.
You are on the driver's side. You're probably going to go like this.
Singles.
That was pretty easy. That was really good. Now, we didn't put seatbelt on you. Actually, you're going to be over here a little bit more if we're going to really position you.
Where's that at from where I put my coat?
Well, it's your coat's straight ahead, but we can figure that out.
Okay.
But you're front and center right now. This is quite an auditorium, isn't it?
Yeah, it
The
is.
acoustics in here are really good. So this is really good.
Well, right now I'm trying to decide what it is I'm gonna, because I have more time, whether or not I want to put in a little section, and so what section I want to put in, and I'm not coming up with any decisions yet.
Let's have a look at your tie, Bill.
Huh?
You know, we're just going to focus on your tie.
Okay.
Nothing
Focus.
else but the tie.
Okay.
Now, where was the tie made?
I don't know.
But the jacket was made in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the jacket came from Canada.
And how much money did you spend on those clothes, Bill?
This outfit right here, $400 for the coat, $100 for the shirt, $60 for the tie, $100 for the pants, $50 for the belt, $100 for the shoes, and I paid $10 for this pair of socks. I spent way too much money.
Well, I'm sure it...
By the time I got it at a clothing store, it cost me $2,200.
Well, you know what they say, Bill? They say that if you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you'll make other people feel good.
Well, I think if you, well, what we're doing here, I think well, when I'm doing the speaking, if I come in and look sharp, I look successful, people are more apt to pay attention to what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I think. Maybe I'm all wet, but that's the premise I use to talk myself into spending this much money on clothing. Because my normal attire is a pair of sweatpants or shorts and a t-shirt.
You're wired.
Okay.
I'm wired. Are you wired?
No.
It's nothing. It's just part of the There's nothing there. There's just like some buttons sewn on your coat, so. Over to your left, just a hair. Big smile, here we go.
Morning.
Michelle.
Good to see you.
The voice I was remembering.
Oh, well, that's
I wasn't
good.
able to put a name with it.
The name with it?
Yeah.
I can understand that. Totally. We're so happy y'all got
Wow, we're glad to be here. Do we have somebody that's going to start the video this morning?
They are supposed to start it.
Okay, there's somebody here. I've not met anybody that's...
You haven't?
No.
Okay. Let me find. That was Misty. That's our tech.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, just let me know who it is, and then we can go from there.
Anne is kind of in charge. She's over all of our technology.
Okay. Is it almost showtime? We'll be ready to roll here shortly, I hope. I probably can talk for 5 minutes or so, and then hopefully at that point, if not, we might just get Bill up, and then I don't like to want to show the video at the end, but I guess if we have to.
If we have to, we can.
It's up to you. If you think it's going to be 5 or 10 minutes, if you want to wait or...
Probably. They said she was wheeling it down here. That's what they said just a minute ago.
Okay.
Well, once we get down here, we'll shut that too.
So are you going to hook it up here? Does it actually play from up here?
I don't know exactly what they're playing.
I think
Okay.
it's going to be on the cart down here, just like
How come last time, no, there was no cart last time. They did it, I thought they did it from up there, or did they? I don't remember.
No, they did it from the cart.
You
'cause
know
they
what?
pressed the play button.
Okay. I don't even remember. I just remember it sounded really good, so.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and start. So if you will give us your undivided attention, please. I would like to introduce you to Mr. Larry Capetto, who is going to take you through the presentation today. And Mr. Capetto has been going around and doing oral histories with people who have served in our country's military and telling their stories. He has some fantastic stories that he's captured, and he's brought one of those to you today for you to get to hear. So I'm going to turn it over to him and let him talk to you about veterans and celebrating what they've done for us. Welcome, Mr. Capetto.
Thank you. Good morning. It's good to be back in Rockwall, Texas. And we were here in January. You guys are all juniors, right? So last year you were freshmen? Sophomores, okay. Mrs. Carney mentioned Friday, November 11th is Veterans Day. How many of you in this room have somebody in your family that serves in the military or has served in the military? Let me see the hands. Everybody look around. So usually when I ask that question, almost everybody raises their hand. So really you can relate to what we're going to talk about here. Okay, you're good. Can you guys give me a warm welcome for Mr. Bill Wedekind there? Look sharp.
Thank you. I discovered a little while back why there aren't more blind skydivers. It's because we can't get the guide dog out the door of the plane. I served with the 1st Reconnaissance Battalion, 1st Marine Division in South Vietnam during 1968. The major job of a reconnaissance Marine is that of gathering information behind enemy lines. But because of this movement around our perimeter, that perimeter needed to be inspected the next morning, and since I helped set up the perimeter, it was my duty to lead a 4-man team to check on it and take care of it. And I was wounded while leading that patrol. I was wounded on the 25th of May, 1968, which was 2 weeks before my 19th birthday. So I wasn't much older than most of you. But after I was wounded, I had some major decisions to make. And the first of these was whether to live or die. I had that option. I had this arm procedure done in 1969, March of 1969. And what they do, they separate the two bones of your forearm about halfway to the elbow. Then they reattach the muscles that control your thumb to this inside bone, the radius, which is what allows you to close it or open it by just laying your thumb against the side of your hand. Okay? Well, this worked so good, I decided, hey, I'm gonna have the right one done too. But I waited 4 years till 1973 to have this done. You know why?
Why?
See my little tattoo? I didn't want to give him a splitting headache. But the next day, Sarge asked me if I would volunteer to lead a 4-man patrol and check the perimeter, because I had helped set up the booby traps. It was my first time doing that. I was too boot to do it, and I think he thought I had more experience in what I did. And he also wanted me to do a little bit farther perimeter reconnaissance around our hill to see if I could see where they were trying to approach us at, so we could set some surprises for them. And of course, I didn't. You know, I had just happy if I had good sense. So I said, "Yeah, I'll lead it." And I got them through the booby traps I had set up, and I checked the ones that we had set up, and they were fine, hadn't been tampered with, because they didn't really get that close to it, because these were in pretty tight. And I started down around the hill, and I went around a corner, and the guy behind me was around the corner too. And then next thing I knew, I was in Bethesda Naval Hospital, Bethesda, Maryland. I ain't got a clue. I must have tripped something. I don't know.
You didn't feel anything? Hear anything?
I was still conscious afterwards, but don't remember it. God was good to me. He didn't let me remember it, because I was answering questions. And he was also very good to me because I had a Navy corpsman there that was an E6. They generally don't go out in the field. He was good because he kept, oh, how good he was. He kept me and the guy that was with me alive for 45 minutes before we got medevaced, and we both had severe head wounds. Of course, both my eyes, part of this ear, both eardrums were busted. It took out about 4 teeth on my upper jaw, cut my lip all the way through to the right side of my nose. I can grow a mustache here and from my nose over, but not patch here because of skin graft. I thought I could still see. For 2 weeks, I thought I could still see. Your mind does some strange things. And of course, I thought I still had my hands. And I had bandages over my head from a head wound. And the bandages were, down across my eyes, so I thought that's why I couldn't see. But see, I thought I could see a little bit through them. So things were kind of fuzzy. Well, it was my imagination furnishing me images to illustrate the sounds I was hearing. And my mom and dad that came up after I'd been there about 2 weeks. They finally were able to come to Bethesda, because it's a long way from Kansas, especially if you got 4 younger brothers at home. And mom and dad don't make that much money. In fact, their fellow employees bought them tickets to come see me, which was pretty good of them. And I wanted the bandages taken off so I could see them clearly. And Dad says, "No, you're blind." I said, "No, I'm not, I can see you." He said, "Bill, you lost your hands and your eyes." Mom was going at it too, both of them. "You lost both your hands and your eyes." I said, "No, I can feel my hands. I know they're there. But I can see you." I said, "Dad, you're wearing your brown suit and you got your red tie." He did. Of course, it's a pretty easy deduction. He had one suit and a favorite tie. Mom was wearing her black dress. She had her favorite dress.
Tell me about the recovery process, rehabilitation, surgeries.
I don't know how many operations I've had. Been too many. The most crucial ones and the most important ones were what they did with my forearms. This operation is called a Krukenberg amputation. I've already told you about this, haven't I?
Tell me again for this camera.
Okay. This operation is called a Krukenberg amputation. It was developed in Germany after World War I because there were so many German soldiers who were blind and double-hand amputees due to the trench warfare. I mean, when they're fighting, the only thing sticking up over the top of the edge of the trench is their heads and their hands. So that was a common wounding among them. And he came up with this idea to allow them to be do things for themselves. Because the advantage of this, you can feel what you're doing. With a hook or prosthetic, you can't.
Did you ever ask why it happened to you?
Oh yeah,
What's the best answer you got to that question?
why not? You can't dwell on why me. If you think too much and too long about it, you're going to start pitying yourself. Then you go in the tank. And it's real hard to fight back from that. Because there's two little forms of pleasure devices that will enter into it, and that's drugs and alcohol. If you start feeling sorry for yourself and you crawl off in a corner, you're going to turn to one or the other. Although you don't even have to. Just self-pity alone can kill you. Because you give up hope. So I didn't think about why me too long. It didn't matter. It's irrelevant. Because what's happened has happened. You can't change it. You can't hit the rewind button. It ain't going to go back. So you got to learn to deal with it. And the best way to learn to deal with it is going forward, not looking backwards. And that's what you do when you think about why me.
Going into the war and remembering it, what do you think what would you do over again about the whole war?
About my part of it?
Yes.
That's a question I've actually thought about quite a bit. Because if I didn't have to go out, I wasn't out with my normal team. I volunteered to go out with this other team. I could have stayed in the base area, had 5 days off. You can't think about what if. That isn't your question, I know. But I don't know what I'd do different. I don't know that I would. I really don't. Except maybe if I'd have got the opportunity of not leading that team around to check the booby traps, it might have been. But you just don't know. I mean, life is a funny thing. You can't, if you change it one way, something else will happen. Cause and effect, I guess. I can't put any fancy terms on it, but I think what happens is what was supposed to happen in my life. And it was up to me after that point to deal with it and make the best out of it. And that's what I've tried to do.
Here's what I want to do. Can we give him another thank you for the
Thank you. Thank you.
It's so nice seeing you.
Nice meeting
Thank
you.
you for everything you've done.
Thank you. I had fun with it.
Thank you. You really inspired me.
Good.
Thank you.
Just keep trucking, you know.
Thank
the
you,
work
sir,
up.
for everything.
Hey, no problem. You be careful now here.
Thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I want to give you a hug.
Oh, now that's what I like. Be careful now.
Hug too. She copied me.
Okay. Hey,
Thank you.
I won't. I'll take all those I can get.
Thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you. You're welcome. Be careful now.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Be careful now.
Thank you, sir. You inspired me a lot.
Good. Well, do something with it then. Play good basketball.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Be careful now. You guys have got a whole bunch of tall ones in this place, or I'm shrinking. Well, that may be true too.
Now, this guy's really tall.
He is?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're up there.
Thank you.
6'8".
Very inspirational.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You be careful, girls.
Thank you for serving for
Hey,
everything.
I had fun with it, you know. It's exciting. You get the adrenaline going once in a while.
I bet. Thank you for what you have done for our country and everything
Thank you.
you have done.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Be careful now.
I will.
Good.
Can I take a picture with you?
Sure.
Picture? Okay.
1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Bill, if you could only see this picture.
I probably ought to ask for a copy or two of it, but I don't think I get much benefit out of it. So
Thank you.
thank you. You two girls be careful.
1, 2, and beautiful. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, and. Okay, right here, Bill. On 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, thank you, sir, for your service.
Thank you.
Country.
I enjoyed
Both my grandfathers served in Vietnam.
Oh, really?
One served in the U.S.M.C. and one served as a cargo pilot for the U.S. Air Force. And I thank you for your service to this
Yeah,
country.
I had fun. So your grandpa's an old Marine, said simplify.
You're an awesome guy. He's funny. You had to admit he was funny. You're awesome.
You know what you call a bear without any teeth?
What do you call it?
Gummy bear.
Oh. You have to move your hand onto his, because you can't see. Hey there.
Hello.
Sorry.
No problem. I just didn't see you standing there, so to speak.
I'm Michael.
You're here?
I'm Michael.
Glad to meet you, Michael.
Welcome. Oh, and don't worry, your humor's fine. I'd listen to you on open mic night. I would.
Is that something to do with the internet?
No, it's it's something called a comedy club. It's basically where people go on the stage and start telling jokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Oh yeah, I think it's kind of cool that you said you're not somebody who's special. You're just a man who had to try a little harder.
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing, sir? My name's Michael.
Hi, Michael. Glad to meet you, Mike. You should be careful here. Take it easy.
Nice to meet you. I envy what you do. I couldn't do it. I couldn't have done it.
Yeah, you don't know that you could until you get there.
I really just don't think that I could.
No, I'm serious, Michael.
It's just.
Did they get the picture taken?
I think so.
Hey, until you get there, you don't know whether you can or not. I didn't think I could either. But I did. When you have to, you normally do. It comes out of here.
Yeah.
It comes out of the guts. When you get faced with something too big, of course you can always lean on God a little bit too. That helps.
Savannah.
Hi, Savannah.
It's nice to meet you.
You too.
I have a question. I just didn't want to ask in front of everyone.
That's okay.
What was the last thing you remember seeing before you woke up in the hospital?
I was looking down a hill and looking at the brush and the colors. Don't remember. That's the last thing I remember, and it was about 50 foot from where I was actually wounded at, from what I've been told. So God wiped out a good portion of my memory, which I'm grateful for. But I still remember a lot of things I used to see, so,
Yeah.
you know.
There.
I like it. You be careful now. Okay?
Thank you for your service.
Okay, we're rolling.
Okay, we're here at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, and I met a friend, Bill Wedekind, and we're going to be in Rockwall, Texas tomorrow, speaking at some schools, telling kids about what it means to be free in our country. And Bill, what are you going to talk about tomorrow? Just give me a couple. What
my job was in Vietnam, when I was in Vietnam, and I'll describe a little bit briefly what happened to me, how these operation functions, and what I've done a little bit since. And
How was your flight today?
smooth and quiet.
Yeah. Does it scare you to fly?
No,
You
not
don't
at
mind
all.
flying?
No. No.
Getting on and off the plane?
Crash landings I don't like, but flying is fun.
Well, you were talking to me a minute ago about fear. You know, I was telling you about. I was thinking about you flying today, and you don't get afraid flying, and you were saying you don't want to be motivated by fear or moved by fear. What were you saying about fear?
You can't live in fear. You can't function if you're scared all the time. You're not going to function efficiently anyhow. You've got to get past it. You're going to be scared from time to time, but you can't let it control you.
But you know, when we were here in January, the kids really enjoyed you.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to seeing
Yeah.
them again?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Different bunch of kids, but they're all going to be about the same. They're a good group. Two very good groups of kids. Both schools. So it'll be fun.
Now listen, do you ever get lonely?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Well, what do you find things to do at those times? You don't feel sorry for yourself. I know you don't. I mean, it doesn't seem like you do. So,
No reason to. I mean, what good would it do me?
yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, there's no point to it. I mean, if I want to get, I mean, here's the thing. If you start off, I'll take you back to 1968. If I started out feeling sorry for myself, and whoa, poor me. two things would have happened. One, people would have got tired of listening to it. I mean, do you enjoy being around a whiner?
No.
No, I don't either. So people go away. You don't have any friends. Then you are alone. You know? And pretty soon you start believing your own bull. And then you go for something for comfort because you haven't got any friends anymore. Alcohol, drugs.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you got a lot more problems than what you ever thought you had. Then you're dead. If I'd have went that way, I wouldn't have made 40 years of age.
Yeah. Your pop's over to your right there. There you go. Let me get the cap for you. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops. Got the wrong pipe stand in this pipe. I've got two pipes and I think I got the wrong stand in one.
Uh-oh. You're amazing, Bill.
You just do, Larry, what you got to do.
You've learned to do all these things. I mean,
Yeah, for the first time I've done this with just this one hand. Now when I use both of them.
do you want me to put that cap down, or are you going to do it okay? Are you going to put it okay?
We've got two things in my hands.
Yeah. Just don't swallow the cap. I'll have to do CPR on you.
Nah, don't bother.
I'll do the Heimlich. Yeah, do not resuscitate it.
No, I didn't say that.
I know.
Just done with a hell of a lot of it. I've had that done once to me.
Okay, now try the mic. Try the mic.
Oh, testing 1, 2.
Yeah.
This one, you mean?
Yeah, tell us a joke.
Okay, I have this country joke about love.
No.
My friend Gordon from Montreal was sharing this with me this morning. Now, Frankie, you're not going to be up there during the presentation, or are you? So maybe you can kind of see where we're dimming them to, and you can put it at that level when we're talking, and then of course kill them all when we're not. But yeah, that's a good level with what you just did there.
Just about a half year.
Yeah, we'll kill it all the way. And then again, if you find somebody that knows how to turn even more lights on for like at the end, because it's really dark down front. Now, Gordon, when you interview some of the students,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to want you up here with the light, okay?
Yeah.
Take for support up.
Where your feet are, you're on like a little ridge or something. It goes down just slightly, so it like you're going down the stairs.
Yeah,
There's
right.
carpeting back here.
Turn the volume down. That's good. Testing 1, 2. Are we good? Welcome, everybody. I'll get the microphone, and then you can turn it over to me.
Documentary filmmaker, his passion is for veterans. And so he's going to share the story of several veterans with you today and introduce some of our special guests. So we expect you to give them your attention and respect as you've done in the past. Thank you.
Good morning. How's everybody this morning? Now, I got to tell you, we were at Rockwell Heath High School yesterday, and you know what they're saying over there? They're saying we're the high school. We are the #1 high school. Is that true? They were pretty adamant about it. I mean, I tried to talk them out of it, but they were convinced they were the #1 high school in the state. So, now you all had the chance to prove them wrong this morning, so we'll see how this goes. But listen, seriously, it's good to be back in Rockwall, Texas. I am from Grand Junction, Colorado, and I've got my crew with me today. And we are filming a little behind-the-scenes documentary, so at times the camera may be turned at you. Just keep looking straight ahead, just like they do in the movies, and everything will be cool. You are in for a treat. This is not entertainment. This is real-life stories hitting you in the face. We have a wonderful guest this morning that's going to speak with you after the video. For the last 9 years of my life, I have been traveling across our country and in Canada, interviewing veterans of World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and even those serving today in Iraq, Afghanistan. I've interviewed about 1,000 veterans, if you can imagine, interviewing about 1,000 people over the years and learning so much. I feel like I'm in school. I'm learning so much as I hear these stories. I've got firsthand accounts of what happened in war. Teachers tell me all the time as I travel across the country that history is best learned from those that were there.
we all realize that this Friday is what? And what do we do on Veterans Day? It's the time we take to honor our veterans. How many of you have somebody in your family that is serving in the military right now or who has served in the military? Raise your hand. Look around, everybody. It's the same thing that happens at all the classes. So this program this morning will affect you in a positive manner. Now let me give you a little bit of history here. We've had 3 programs already, 3 classes, and every single one of them has been really deeply touched. I mean, I can't tell you the number of tears. In fact, I've spoke to tens of thousands of kids across the country, students like yourselves, and I don't think I've seen so many tears as I had here. And I think a lot of that is because of our special guest, Bill Wedekind, who's going to speak after the video. Bill was severely critically wounded in Vietnam. He's going to tell his story in the time that we have remaining after the video. He's a wonderful man. We live in a day where young people are looking for role models and heroes. And I'm going to tell you, after this program, if Bill doesn't become an inspiration in your life, nobody will. He's such a wonderful man. And he hates me saying these things about him, but he is. He's a great man. I love him. He's a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Gung-ho to the end. But Bill was severely wounded, and he has overcome a lot of things in his life, and I'm real excited and honored to have Bill here. Can we give a warm welcome to this Marine here, Bill Wedekind? Bill, there's a mic. Go ahead.
Thank you, Larry. I served with the 1st Reconnaissance Battalion, 1st Marine Division in 1968 in South Vietnam. The major job of a reconnaissance Marine in Vietnam was that of gathering information behind enemy lines. The 3rd type of patrol, which is the one I was wounded on, was a fixed observation post. Now, a fixed observation post is a hilltop that has dug-in, sandbagged fighting positions. And it employs a 12-man Marine team, whereas the other 2 patrols I mentioned, we only used 8 on. Due to this activity we had the night before, I was wounded. That perimeter needed to be inspected. And since I was one of the men who set it up, I was nominated to become a volunteer to lead the team to check it. And while I was doing so, I was wounded. This occurred on the 25th of May, 1968, 2 weeks before my 19th birthday. I was about 2.5 years older than most of you guys. The nature of my wounds are my left leg was broken just below the knee. Part of that calf muscle was also lost. I lost both my hands. I had a hole knocked in my forehead, and I lost my eyes. Now, my eyes are artificial. In fact, I just had these made just before Labor Day. They also did a field tracheotomy on me where they cut a hole in your throat and stick a tube in it so you can breathe, because the blood from the damage in my mouth, I was starting to drown on it. I had an extremely good corpsman, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. The barrel on my M16 was bent into a U shape. Okay, we're talking some pretty hard steel there. It got bent into a U shape. I told you I had, my left leg was broken, and the inside of the calf muscle, if I can balance on one pedestal here without falling over, here and here, shrapnel took out. There's also a hole knocked in my thigh here and another one here. The right leg didn't get a scratch on it. Nothing in my stomach until I get up here on my left shoulder, about right there and there are 2 gouges, and then another one on my right shoulder. Of course, my head, broke both eardrums, took a chunk out of this ear here, which actually came out of my chest later on when they fixed it, cut my upper lip right here to the right side of my nose, knocked out 4 teeth in my upper jaw. After I was wounded, I had some serious decisions to make, the first of which was whether I wanted to live or die. But some people assume I must be somebody really special because I've been able to do these things despite the disability. I think they're wrong, very, very wrong. I'm just an ordinary guy that got put in a rather unusual situation, who found the proper approach to succeed. The keys to the successes I've had, and I just mentioned a few of them, is best contained in a quotation by Henry Ford. He said, if you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. I believe there's not any obstacle that can be placed in front of you that can't be overcome when you take that approach of believing that you can, and then here's the hook, working hard enough to achieve it. I mean, even the impossible can be accomplished. It just takes a little longer. and you got to work a little harder to get the job done.
Anybody have a question? Let's give the opportunity. We had this second class. Does anybody have a question? Take an opportunity now to ask Bill a question.
What was the hardest difficulty you had to overcome after your knee?
I think adjusting to the fact that my whole life had been turned upside down. I couldn't continue as a Marine. I couldn't do my enlistment and then go to college to get a degree and then go to OCS to become an officer or become an architect. That was all out the window. Adjusting to the fact that I was blind and I'd lost my hands. And adjusting to that was the most difficult thing to do.
We've done 7 presentations in the last couple of days and almost 2,000 students. And I wanted to thank you, Rockwell High School, for welcoming us back. We hope to come back every year. I want to give you an opportunity now to come down and greet Bill, wish him Happy Veterans Day. Take some time, and I need some of you from this class to come over here by these blue chairs. We want to interview you shortly. It won't take long. If you're late to class, Bill will write you an excuse and you'll get out.
Turned that one back on me, didn't she?
Okay. Can we thank this Marine again for what he's done, Bill? What an awesome story. Love you. Stand it up for you, Bill.
Wow.
Hoorah. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Catherine.
Oh, and I get a hug. Okay, hi, Catherine.
My daddy was a Marine for 20 years.
Your dad was?
Yes, sir.
He's still alive?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Thank
Tell
you for
tell him this old Marine said sympathy.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for serving.
Hey, I had fun
It's a
with
great
it.
honor. You are my hero.
Well, you do what you got to do, you know?
Can I give you a hug?
Hmm?
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, oh, sure. That's something you don't have to ask, you just do.
What you did, it was really great. I liked how you had humor with everything.
Thank you.
It's pretty crazy how you can do all this with your disabilities, and
I want to.
the presentation today was definitely an eye-opener.
Thank you. Okay, I can't kick about that.
Giving me the freedoms that I have today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just keep them.
Thank you.
Okay?
That's it.
Be careful now.
That's the. Thank you for serving our country.
Hey, I enjoyed it.
How are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Good.
That's good.
Where's that big hug? Give him that big hug.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
See, you got to watch him. Them Canadians, they're weird. You got to watch them. Their brains were frozen too many times.
Got it.
Pile in. I like that.
On 3, Bill. Right here, Bill. 1, 2,
Okay.
and
Well, you need to jump the count a little bit.
do one more. 1, 2. Bill, give me that smile now.
Oh, I'm trying.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
It was great.
You girls be careful now.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
Thank you so much for everything that you've done, because my mom, when she was 4, she actually came over from Vietnam
Really?
during the war, and her dad actually served as well.
Are you one of the teachers here?
I am. So thank you so much for coming to Rockwell.
What
It's
outfit
been-
was your dad with?
You know what? I don't know. And my daddy was pretty,
He's still alive?
he is, but he was psychologically damaged by Vietnam, and he doesn't talk about it. He
I
just
know.
won't talk
Just
about
tell
it.
him you run into a Marine at school.
I'm going to. I sent him a text message today.
And I
told him
said
you were here.
simplify.
There's the young man right here.
Happy Veterans Day, sir. Hello.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Be careful now.
Thank you for serving.
Thank you. I had fun with it.
Thank you.
I'd like to wish you a happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, sir.
It's good meeting you.
You too. Be
Happy
careful.
Veterans Day.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, okay. An extra bonus here.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Be careful now.
Do you have a tattoo?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a bulldog head wearing a Smokey Bear hat. And it said U.S.M.C. underneath it. When I had the surgery done, I waited 4 years because of this tattoo, because I didn't want to give him a splitting headache.
Dang.
Thank you.
Thank you. You be careful now.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much for what you did.
Oh, thank you. I actually had fun doing it. Tell anybody. I had fun.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I'll be a Marine myself.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir.
You can probably get medication for the problem you've got up here.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Just be careful.
Yes, sir.
Can I take a picture with you?
Sure.
I think you're awesome.
So do I.
Okay, give him a big hug, okay, just to show me. All right, there you go.
That works.
Okay. You gonna get up with everything?
Can you
It's nice to meet you. Yeah.
Let me get a set.
Well, I would take this and
I
home
want
with
you.
me.
That's a good pose.
Ready? Oh, I did it. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Do another one.
Oh,
You gotta do two.
Jeez.
1, 2, 3. Use the picture, guys.
It was very heartbreaking, and it was a reminder of the soldiers that fight for us still. And you just kind of start to think about what's going on now in Iraq and remember all the veterans that have fought for us and the ones that are still here, like Bill.
I think it was pretty informative for kids like us because they don't really get to see the true side of war. They see it mostly from like a video game standpoint, and they think it's something fun or something to be enjoyed, but it's not.
It really opened my eyes to see what they really went through. Like, I knew that it was hard, but I didn't realize it was as hard as it was. We can live another day without having to worry about what's gonna happen. And we get to do a lot that a lot of people can't and they don't get to, like go to school. But just to know what they've gone through, it's very hard. Like, I don't see how they could go through so much and be able to talk about it.
Well, honestly, I think it was really touching. I mean, that a veteran took his time to share his past experiences. And it just means so much that, you know, he gave us freedoms that, you know, we wouldn't have if they weren't there. So it just means a lot.
Very touching. Gave me a new outlook and perspective on life. I won't take life for granted.
It was amazing to hear his story and get to understand someone's perspective that was actually in the war. It was very inspiring and I learned a lot.
I actually thought this presentation was very moving and it touched my heart a lot. You know, being a teen, I don't really think about how many people died for us and how important military people truly are and how it really touched my heart. It was very, very warming.
It was really moving, inspirational, and it kind of made me think about this morning when I was complaining about having to get up at like 8 o'clock for my sport that I'm doing. It just made me realize how lucky I am that I get to count my blessings, even when I don't. Like, a lot of people didn't get that opportunity anymore because they died in the war, and I didn't really think about it a lot until today.
I thought it was incredibly touching and something that we definitely need to see and understand because we take our freedom for granted a lot nowadays, and it's getting worse and worse. And things like this are just a great reminder and a great eye-opener to what we can't forget and we can't leave behind.
I thought it was pretty touching. Like, I didn't like, even though I didn't like really have any tears come to my face, I could see like all the emotion and all the effort that they put into to keep us safe and get us the freedoms that we have, and see what they sacrificed. Like that man right there, like not having any hands and like getting all that stuff done on his leg. I think it's pretty cool though, like, cause he still act like a regular normal person. He doesn't like act like he's hopeless or doesn't have anybody. He's just great.
I thought it was very touching and moving, like the video and stuff we watched.
it was like, it made me cry when they were showing all the people and what they did, and I enjoyed it.
I'm very happy about my freedom, and I'm very blessed to know that things happened the way they did so that I'm able to be here right now. I couldn't help but to, show him as much respect as I possibly could, being the fact that if it weren't for the dedication that he had to fight for my own freedom, then I don't know where I would be right now.
It was inspiring. It's easy to forget about stuff like World War II when it's just presented in history, but actually seeing someone up here, a veteran of one of the past wars, it changes your view on things. And it's really touching.
I think a lot of times in our school systems and everywhere, a lot of this stuff is just taken for granted way too much, and I've always felt that we've needed these kind of outlooks on reminders that this isn't just given to us.
To know what this man has been through, just to provide us with the freedom that we take for granted, has really opened my eyes to really take a hold of my freedom.
The program today really made me think about what the vets do, the actual footage that came through and hearing their thoughts about it really made me think this is why I'm proud to be an American, because of what they did for our education, for our rights, for us to remain free.
I thought it was amazing. I loved how Bill talked to us. I thought it was amazing how he had such a positive mindset, even though he went through so much. And I thought it was just really cool how we got to see all the footage of the war, and it just made me realize how us Americans are privileged to have freedom.
It was inspiring. It was very heavy to get in early in the morning, but overall I think it really does change everyone's mind about what it means to be in the military and what it means to be patriotic, and it gives everyone a new insight of what the people who serve risk, and it gives everyone a deeper meaning about it.
I really was inspired by him, just all the things that he's overcome and all the obstacles, and he still takes time and really makes the best out of his life after all the obstacles he's had to go through, and after fighting for this country and giving us this life that we have right now. I think it's an amazing experience to be able to see him and watch him, and just to hear him talk and to be in his presence. It meant a lot to me, and I'm so thankful for this experience, and I wouldn't trade it.
Well, I think it just took great courage for him to come up and to tell us his story and all he's gone through, and just pretty much show us that you could keep going on, even after a lot of things have happened to you, and just to stay strong. And no matter what happens, we just need to keep moving forward, and to be glad that in our nation we have such great people.
I think that the presentation today pretty much showed that no matter how big or small, able or disabled you are, you can do anything you set your mind to. And the fact that he's living here, just spreading the word and just letting everyone know what it's like and what you can do, means so much to everyone. And he's got such a welcoming personality, and it was an amazing experience.
Today was a great day to see this man come out of nowhere, for him to still be here and tell us about that, it's amazing. I've never been so excited in my life to see a man just come from the Army. It's just wonderful. It was the best thing ever.
I thought it was absolutely amazing that he came to our high school and shared his story with us, and that he can do it and still make jokes about it and just have a good time with it and tell a story to tell everyone how he is, and he's going through everything that he's done, his hands, and he's doing pottery, and it's amazing. I think it's amazing that he's done this his whole life and he didn't give up.
This presentation really hit home for me because I had a great-grandpa that was part of World War II, and seeing this and seeing him willing to talk about it and willing to go through that pain, and just seeing the video really touched me, and it was really emotional for me. Because 2 minutes in, I was already crying, and yeah, it was just really saddening and heartbreaking for me to see all those people having to go through and relive that moment.
I loved it. I thought it was very touching and moving. It definitely made me look at things a lot differently now, and I'll be a lot more grateful and thankful for what I have. I'm very blessed.
I thought it was very good. It was a reminder of how we got here and where our country is,
And without the people serving and the veterans here, it was just very moving to remind us.
Well, I'd just first like to say, Bill, it was an honor to work with you, and I mean that from my heart. I'll probably get emotional here, but you know, I love you, and you've been a great inspiration to me since I met you.
Thank you.
I want you to know that, and I don't take lightly what we've shared together the last couple of days. We've talked to probably a couple thousand students here, and when you see tears in the eyes of a teenager, you've touched them, and we saw so many tears today, and I am just amazed by the reception that we have gotten in these two schools. And history is best learned from those that were there, the teachers tell me, and I think we have done that here with our video and with Bill. And to have Bill here today has meant the world to me, and my sincere hope is that we can continue to work together in this and bring this message to our kids. Our younger generation needs to learn of the sacrifices that have gone before them so they can better appreciate all veterans and the freedoms that we share. And I believe we drove a point home, and to see Bill, of somebody who's gone through a war and been wounded like he has, and come back and really use what he has left, and to be thankful for his life, that says a lot.
You You'll make it. You just got to believe in it, okay?
Thank you.
Do that.
Yes.
Writing plenty of letters.
When you go back to your room and you think about the day like yesterday or today, what goes through your mind?
I feel good because I normally know I've helped a couple kids, and that's what it's all about. If I can help some new kids through because some of these kids that we've had here in the last 2 days are going to have some rough roads to hoe in their life, and if they go back, when they run into that hard spot, they remember me and what I've said, and it helps them get past it. Hello. I've been very successful. If I can help them do that, I mean, that's my main motivation, is helping some of these other kids get through some rough spots that I've had to go through. If I can make it a little easier for them, then hello. That's good, I think. Walk away like you do what you're doing. Just got her thinking, okay.
We almost forgot Bill this morning. Oh, good morning, Dallas.
Doesn't matter if you're white or black.
That driver's not going to wait.
Once I get up to work.
Sure. Special assistance. Can you help him check in this morning?
Sure.
He's just got the one bag.
Are you traveling with him?
No. He's going
I'm
to
by
San
myself.
Antonio. So
Okay.
I requested special assistance. I thought maybe you could help him.
Yeah. Is this his bag?
Yes,
Yeah,
just
it
one
is.
bag. And we've got a ride out front. We got a driver, so we can't stay.
Okay.
But he said once he got in here, he'd be okay.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, bud. Be careful.
Hey,
Good luck.
are we saying goodbye?
Yeah.
I'm going to say see you later.
Be careful.
Okay. And I'll be in touch. I'll be right in.
Hey, keep you. posted on what's going on in Illinois.
Okay.
I'm interested.
Yeah, your eye looks a little crooked. Is it okay?
They just have to look at me differently. I'm not worried about it.
Okay. You want to say anything to Gordon? He's right there.
Where you at, Gord?
Yeah.
Hey, bud. Be careful. May you get plenty of free samples in Chicago.
So you take care of yourself, Bill.
Okay.
It was great meeting you.
You too.
And I'll be in touch.
We're gonna get to work together.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And when you want to come to San Antonio, like, give me a call.
Be in touch.
Because I got a place to put you guys up.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Careful.
That's a promise.
All right. Good.
Did you get me saying goodbye too?
I did, yeah.
I don't know if we're all. Hey.
Goodbye, Bill.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
Love you, Bill. I'll be in touch. Okay.
All right. Good enough.
Thank you, sir.